Well, I heard a pretty good tale one time. It was all told to me secondhand. About two fellers out in New Mexico that almost got themselves in a jam. Now, I didn't know these two fellers, but I had heard of their kind. They said this one feller was crazy and the other one wasn't far behind. Now, these two weren't no outlaws, I heard. They just liked to raise a little hell. And I heard when this story happened, they was both punching cows at the bells. When I heard one of the Bell Ranch owners was on the board of the Chicago Zoo. And I heard that the ranch had some Mongolian stallions, but I don't know if any of that's true. Now, I heard that these Mongolian stallions, they wouldn't have been nothing but pests, except they was worth $250,000 apiece and on the endangered species list. Now, I heard that they had their own pasture built for them with hot wires 10 feet high. And I heard the ranch had $1 million worth of these stallions, but I don't think I heard why. Now, I heard that there was two of these pastures with a small trap in between, and I heard they kept them separated in pairs because they are darn sure mean. I heard that all four of these stallions looked about the same, kind of like a lineback dun zebra and didn't have too much of a mane. Well, I heard that these two fellers, and the story was told to me this way, was sent out to gather some old saddle horses for some guests to ride the next day. And I heard that these old saddle horses was turned out with one stallion pair. And I heard that these two fellers was a little bit concerned about going in there. But this one feller I heard had a shotgun, a short little handy 410. And I heard it only took one shot in the butt and them stallions didn't bother him again. I heard that they pinned the old saddle horses and was sitting there jawing a bit when two of them stallions come up by the gate and started throwing a fit. Well, it was said that the other two stallions heard what was going on, and they come up to the other side of the trap and started throwing a fit of their own. Well, I heard this crazy feller said, "Let's turn them in there and watch them fight." And I heard his partner looked him straight in the eye and said, "Yeah, that'd be just right." Well, I heard the gates was throwed open for the $1 million free-for-all, and I heard them two fellers were slapping their legs, really having a ball. Well, I heard that they decided it was time for the fight to end, and I heard they wallered in there amongst them to try to get them separated again. Well, I heard this one feller got attacked real bad till the whole thing just wasn't no fun. But I heard his partner was close behind him, and he still had his shotgun. He took careful aim in the general direction of the bloody attack, it was said. He aimed for an ass, but one stallion spun fast and he shot him point blank in the head. Well, I heard $250,000 hit the ground like a sack of wet stones. And I heard them other three went crazy in a bloodlust and started gnawing on his helpless bones. Well, I heard the two fellers got them three put back up and returned to the scene of the crime. To their surprise, that fourth stallion was standing and staggering around just fine. I heard they had an emergency meeting to try and decide the next round. Should they finish killing him and hide all his bones or haul him off where he might not be found? I didn't hear much more about this story, and what I did hear might sure have some cracks, but I heard they scrubbed that trailer down for blood and sage-brushed out all their tracks. The last note I heard on this tale, well, it didn't have a bad ring. That missing Mongolian stallion showed up in a drive that next spring. 15 miles from his buddies and pasture, that old pony sure liked to roam. They all figured he just got to missing his old Mongolian home.